Oh, okay.
Okay. Hello.
Hello, this is Steven.
Yeah. Hey, it's Josh Altman.
Hey, Josh, how's it going?
Pretty good. How's it going?
Good, good, good. You caught us in the middle here of going over some of the short sale stuff, but that's okay. We could jump in.
Oh, listen, go for it.
Oh, no problem, no problem. We'll jump into this. You want to introduce yourself to everybody that's listening?
Sure. Yeah, it's Josh Altman from $1 Million Listing on Bravo, real estate agent in Beverly Hills.
Great, right. Great. So what we wanted to do here is possibly just jump back and forth here, and we had some questions that we wanted to ask you, and I'm sure there's lots of people listening that want to hear the answer to some of these questions. So
yeah, and I mean in this area, obviously this area, we're based out of Lehigh Valley, Northampton, Lehigh counties, and kind of like the eastern part of Pennsylvania. So obviously real estate here is drastically different from real estate there. So go ahead. You want to start off with some questions, Stephen?
Yeah, I mean, my biggest question to you would be, what got you into real estate?
It's interesting. I got into real estate about 10 years ago when I bought my first condo when I moved out to Los Angeles. My brother and I bought our first place. We moved in. We painted it. We put in some decent furniture, different fixtures. And while we were sitting on the couch watching TV, we decided, hey, this house looks a lot better than when we bought it, the condo. Why don't we see if we can sell it, see if we can make a profit? Okay. And that was around 2002, so the time where you couldn't really lose. Yeah. You could literally buy a house, paint it, and just sell it for a profit.
Oh,
so,
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, so that was our first taste of real estate and making money in real estate. I think it was safe to say that I quit my job in the mailroom at that point. And decided to go full force with flipping houses. Since then, I've done, I stopped for a while, so I only did about 8 of them. Okay. And then at some point, a couple years into doing that, I decided that I didn't want to pay anybody else mortgage-wise. Every time I took out a mortgage, I'd be spending money where I could be keeping it in-house. So I went out and I got my real estate license.
Oh, beautiful.
I became a mortgage broker, learned the finance business. Nice. And then eventually, about 6 years ago, I got into the agent side of the game. So that's how I got into it.
Okay, now that first flip that you did, was that all? Did you do all this right from where you're at now, or did you relocate to LA?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Did the first flip that you did, was that also in LA when you first started real estate? Was that in LA?
Yeah. Everything I've done real estate-wise is in Los Angeles.
Okay. Another quick question on my side. I know now with the show and your real estate, how do you manage your time? Being as busy as you are.
So 24 hours a day is not enough. I literally, I like to say that I'm 24/7, and I think I'm as close as 24/7 as anyone can possibly be.
Right.
Obviously, having to sleep at some point.
Right.
A lot of my clientele as well, which I know you guys don't really have that much out there, but I deal with Saudis and I deal with Chinese and Russians, and my phone doesn't stop ringing, and I literally sleep next to my cell phone.
Oh, wow.
So you're dealing with people all over the country then, so they don't really have
all over the country, all over the world. And, real estate's a funny game. I'm always the first one in the office. I'm always the last one to leave. And I believe that if you put in your time, you learn the inventory, you become an expert at it, the longer you're in it, the more successful you're going to be. And you get to a point where time is the most important thing to you, so you kind of got to feel out, what listings to take if they're realistic sellers, because a non-realistic seller is just a waste of time. And although it might look good to say you have a, $300,000, $400,000 listing in your area or a $20 million listing in my area, if it's not going to sell, you're wasting your time. So
I think we deal with a lot of that.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, a lot of us in this area, we battle ourselves all the time on that because we come across a lot of these, sellers who think their home, they live there for a while, they think their home is worth more than it is. They don't realize that, the market has obviously dropped, and they just have no equity. In those situations, it's almost like, okay, well, I'm not doing you any favors by sticking a sign out there because it's not going to sell. I'm going to put money into advertising for no reason.
Yeah, and I've had clients that have obviously made money and lost money on houses We are seeing a lot of short sales out here lately. They might be a little more expensive than your short sales, but at the end of the day, they're the same thing.
Right.
And, you know, it is a good feeling for these people once they do sell it and they move on with their life instead of trying to hold on to it and scrape together to live.
Oh, absolutely. So, and what we were talking about a little earlier is the difference between a foreclosure and a short sale, and how much that could jeopardize, you know, your credit and being able to buy another home, you know, after that foreclosure as opposed to after a short sale.
Exactly. Negotiate it with the bank and move on, so you can buy a house the next time you see one that you like. You know, when you are in the position to buy again. Once you start going into the foreclosure thing, it gets real messy. Nobody wants to deal with you, and buying a home is a nightmare for 7 years.
Oh yeah,
5 to 7 years you're looking at after foreclosure,
which is
compared
ridiculous.
to 2 to 3 years for a short sale.
Yeah.
Well, that brings me, you know, we were just talking about taking listings and things like that. That brings me to a question I have for you. On average, do you have a percentage that you usually charge to your clients as far as a listing percentage, or are you kind of negotiable on each property?
So here's the deal. The average commission in Los Angeles in our areas are 5% total of the sales price, 2.5% to each side, the buying and the selling.
Okay, so you stick to that pretty much generally, or if you go into a property and it's, you know, $10 million and they're saying, you know, we'll list it with you for 4%, are you saying no, this is what I charge, or is it?
Absolutely not. You think I'm crazy? I say, where do I sign? You got to be smart. I didn't get to where I am by being greedy. I didn't get to where I am by not seeing the bigger picture.
Right.
And you know, this business is all about relationships, especially in a town where I am. It's all about who you know and who likes you.
Absolutely.
And it means you got to take a hit on one property in order to get to another. That's fine. Listen, I have clients that buy short sales all the time, and there are 50 offers on the house. So I tell my client to go use the agent that represents the house, because they have a better shot of getting it, so that person double ends the deal.
Oh, absolutely.
Granted, I don't make money on that deal,
but your clients
but I will make money when he sells it, and it's all about the people that he knows he's going to introduce me to. So you got to be smart about that. It's not all about the full commission all the time.
Oh yeah, that makes complete sense. And going into, you know, commission and taking a 5%. I mean, this area we have it's 50-50. A lot of them are 6%, and then, you know, 50 is 5%. Tell you what, I mean, there are some greedy agents out there though that if they see something on the MLS that they're getting a 2% on the buyer's end, they won't even show it, which is ridiculous. I mean, I myself, I'll show anybody anything. I don't care
absolutely.
what it is.
Look at the commissions until
exactly
until ready to write an offer.
Exactly.
It's funny you said that. We're selling literally selling a house in Malibu. I'm working with my brother, who's my business partner on it, and it was funny the other day. He said, this is 3% to the buying agent. We didn't even realize it. It was a nice little bonus.
Oh, beautiful!
Yeah, I agree with you guys. You just show it.
Oh, absolutely. Into your listings, I have a quick question for you. Advertising. Now, I know myself, you know, I do a lot of advertising when I get a listing, especially right up front. Do you put in as much advertising as you would for, let's say, a $20 million home, as opposed to, you know, let's say a $1 million home?
So there's different grades of advertising that I do.
Okay.
I do treat every property the same, if it's a $20 million house or a $500,000 condo. So
okay.
I don't want to get that mixed up.